look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
All right, here we go. Blue landing.
From the gun, it's Lynch. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Operating from the gun, Lynch. And it is caught right at the 10-yard line. And, oh, a good hit there and knocked down hard. A really good pickup of 28 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
Lynch looking to throw on second. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. And the Saints signal for another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. He's going to air one out. They've got his man complete. The 20, 10, 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there. 97 yards. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and it'll be second and very short. Lynch to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Waters. And a nice gain at 21 yards. First down now, but the clock continues to move. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is. And
this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Collins. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Able to power through. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Now Dobbs. He's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball. So a touchdown. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Fairly short kick taken at the 14 here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. The second half starts with a carry by Bell. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They'll go again with Bell, shedding through the defense. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
It's funny, partner. Le'Veon Bell, when he came out of Michigan State, when I go back and look at my analysis of him and what my grades were for him, thought he was a big-time player, great potential, but I didn't know we were going to get this player. I was used to a big, solid, thick running back, but now I've got a full package, a guy who can do everything, as we just saw there, including breaking tackles.
But at the time, second-round pick in 2013, some people probably wishing they'd taken him in the first. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now a handoff looking right. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Well, they know how to protect the pass, but sometimes cornerbacks, they can also stop the run, can't they?
Is that what we call a complete corner? Yeah, because we're so used to these guys just being defenders in the pass game. How about the guys who can come up and make the tackles? That's what we just saw there for no gain, too.
Here's Lynch. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
The Saints on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Lynch. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Allen on to punt as he gets this one away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now out come the Steelers. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. Second down now after the pass completion. On play action, it's Dobbs. Sliding out of the pocket. And the ball is knocked out.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
On 1st and 10, Dobbs. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
Let's go.
On second down, Dobbs. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Unable to get it to Gronkowski that time. And it's third and short. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a fourth down. And now before this 4th and 2 play comes to fruition, they're going to think about it and call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
Here we go.
Dobbs. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
We always hear about guys wanting to make plays that quiet a crowd.
Yeah.
After that one.
Here in the third quarter, they were hoping to get the stop, get the football back. Not the case.
What a completion on a 4th down play.
Here we go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Here we go.
Now they try the right side here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
How many times do we hear from coaches getting north and south as a runner, especially in short yardage situations? I'd say 3rd and 1 counts. That didn't happen there.
Instead, they went backwards. Again, the offense will stay out there. They've converted once on this drive. What can they do here on 4th down? Here's Dobbs to throw. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Saints will have the football back. And you wonder, Charles, could that decision come back to haunt them later?
And it really could, because in this situation, you kick the field goal in a tight game like this, that's a good play.
Yeah.
But maybe what he's saying to himself is, I'm just not a big proponent of the old idea that any possession that ends in a kick I'm happy with. He wanted to be really aggressive.
A little twist here in the third quarter. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Here comes the D swarming to the line. Back now here live in New Orleans. 7-7 is our score. Pretty even matchup so far as we start quarter number 4. Four yards remaining now on 2nd down. From the gun, Lynch. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give him some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Here's Lynch to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Lynch. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. D. Ford in there to get him for his second sack of the night. On second down, here's Lynch. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
Here we go now. Green 39.
Defense showing blitz. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And now Lynch trying to lay one up deep. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. The Saints on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Here we go now. Green 39.
From the gun, Lynch. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know that field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
And he'll be knocked down sideways at the 21-yard line. And the Steelers set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
He was looking for his big tight end there, Jesse James. And now it's 2nd down.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just dropped to a point and reacted to the football. Now you end up with a lot of man-to-man principles once you get into your zone defense. In other words, get to your assignment and then locate a guy coming into your area, and then you end up covering him almost man for man. That allows him to make more plays on the football like the one we just saw there.
And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. Back to throw Dobbs. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Off the play fake, here's Dobbs. Simpson reels it in over the middle. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A really nice gain of 25 yards. To throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks. Right at the 10-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. He's back to throw. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. He can run. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow. Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
A score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's picked by the linebacker, T.J. Watt. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. That is now seven interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And to give this time to the tailback. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. They'll try and run with their fullback. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
And sometimes it doesn't matter how big and strong and powerful you are. The defense is going to win an occasional battle, and they did on that one. Stopped him well short of picking up a 1st down.
A road win in the National Football.